guys, today we will be discussing on how to simplify ratio. Okay, the topic for today is how to simplify ratio. Now question is, what is a ratio? Ratio is a comparison. Remember the word comparison. Comparison means we are going to compare, okay, two or more values. Okay, two or more values. Now ratio is read as A is to B. All right, this one here, A is to B. So A is to B is equals to A is B, or A is to B. It is a proportion that we'd be able to describe two amounts. All right, that would be able to describe two amounts. So again, I'll repeat, what is a ratio? It is a comparison of two or more values. All right, that's what a ratio is. Now, since we are trying to simplify ratio today, I'll give you a guide on how to simplify a ratio. There will be at least 5 steps to do so. Okay, remember, 5 steps to do so. The first step is list all the factors of A. A here simplifies for the first value. Okay. Second, find the factors of B. B here stands for the second value. Okay, second value. Now, after you look all the factors of first and the second value, go for the third step and look for the GCF. GCF is what we know as the greatest common factor. Now, after you list all the values, that is the factor specific for A, for B, you look for the value of which the highest possible value that is common between A and B. All right, highest possible value common to A and B. Okay, next, go straight to the, after you're able to find the GCF of the first and the second value, go for step 4. You use the GCF to divide to your values given. Okay, next is the last one, simplify it. All right, let's have an example for this. But before that, I need you to remember, guys, once the GCF of the given value that you are trying to find for its factors is 1, and that value is already in lowest or simplest form. Again, once the only GCF that they have is 1, means to say the given values are already in simplest form. Remember that one always. Now let's have an example here. Simplify the ratio of 6:10 or 6:10. All right, the first step is we look for the factors of 6. And what are the factors of 6? All right, these are 1, 2, 3, and 6. How do we get it? Because 6, all right, is equals to 1 times 6, which is 6. The other one is 2 times 3, which is 6. That's why it becomes 1, 2, 3, and 6. Now, what are the factors of 10? 10 is 1 times 10 and 2 times 5. That's why we have here 1, 2, 5, 10. So we were able to get step 1 and step 2. This is A and this is B. This is A and this is B. So we were able to get the values of the factors of the A and the factors of B. All right. So we immediately go to the third step now. After you found, or after you're going to find all the possible factors of a value, you look immediately for the greatest common factor, or the number that is common between those two values, that is in the highest possible. All right, so that is our third step. So if you're going to look at here, all right, if you're going to look at here, you have 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 5, 10, and the highest possible value that you have there is 2. That's why the GCF that we have here is 2. That's the third step. Now, after we were able to find the GCF, we use that GCF to divide to the first and the second value, because this is our A, this is our B. So it means to say this is the first value and this is the second value. Now, we use that GCF. 2 here is our GCF. So we use the GCF to divide the first and the second value. So we divide 6 divided by 2, the answer is 3. 10 divided by 2, the answer is 5. So therefore, if we are going to rewrite that on our step number 5, the new ratio would be 3:5. So therefore, 6:10 is just equal to 3:5. All right, so this is in simplest. All right, this is in simplest form. 6:10 is just equal to 3:5. So that is in its simplest form. Now let's have another example. All right, let's have another example. We have here 8:36. First step. Factors of A. Now this is our A, this is our B. Now what is A? A is 8. So therefore, what are the factors of 8? So you have here 1 times 2 times 8, sorry, and 2 times 4. So therefore, we have 1, 2, 4, and 8. Second step. Factors of B. And our B is 36. What are the factors of 36? 1 is to 36. Second is 2 is to what? 18. What next? 3 is to what? 12. Yeah. And the last one would be 4 is to 9. Correct? 4 is to 9. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go up 9, 12, 18, and 36. Okay? Now after we list down all the factors of A and B, we go to the third step, which is the GCF. How do we identify GCF? By simply looking at the possible number that is highest. Understood there's a 2 here and a 2. But there is a 4 and a 4. And it is the highest. Okay? So therefore our GCF here is equals to 4. Now, we go to the fourth step. We go for the fourth step. We divide. So therefore, it would be A divided by GCF and B divided by GCF. So therefore, we have 8 divided by 4, yeah, and 36 divided by 4. Now, 4 here is our GCF, yeah, and 8 here is our A, and 36 here is our B. Now, we are going to simplify now. 8 divided by 4 is equals to 2, then 36 divided by 4 is equals to 9. So therefore, step 5, the ratio. Now therefore, the new ratio is 2 is to 9. This is in its simplest form. Okay? Again, if you are going to simplify 8 and 36, you go for the 5 steps that we discussed. First is find the factors of A, which is 8. Next is find the factors of B, which is 36. you list it down and go for the third step, which is you look for the GCF and the highest possible value that they have in common. Next, after you have your GCF, you go for step 4. Step 4 means you divide. Using the GCF, you divide it and use it as a divisor to your A and B. Alright, and the final answer of which, you go to step 5, which is the simplest ratio. Okay, in simplest form. So these are just examples of how to simplify fraction. Okay, here I'm going to summarize to you the steps. First is you identify the given, of course. Second is factor its value, the factor of A and B. All right. Third is look for the greatest common factor. Fourth is divide the value or the values of the value of GCF to your factors of A and B, and then simplify. Remember these steps. Next, here's another example. If we have 15 and 9, now 15, this is what we're going to want. Know the given, yeah? The ratio. This is our given. Next, factors of 15. We have here 15, which is equals to 1 times 15, 3 times 5. That's why we have 1, 3, 5, 15. Now, what are the factors of 9? 9 is equals to 1 times 9, 3 times 3. That's why you have here 1, 3, 1. Remember, when it is repeated, you only copy 1. Next, look for the GCF. Now, GCF is we just encircle 3 and 3. That's why we have here GCF, common. Next is we divide GCF to our A and B. So therefore 15 divided by 3 is 5, 9 divided by 3 is 3. So therefore our simplest ratio is 5 to 3. Alright, so again, we use those 5 steps that we discussed. Alright, look for the values of A, factors of A, look for the factors of B. Then after, when you have all those factors, find the GCF. Then when you have the GCF, use it to divide. Alright, use it to divide to your values of A and B. Now, once you have that values of A and B, therefore, it would be the rest of it follows. Yeah, and the rest of it follows. You divide it and then you simplify it to the simplest ratio. Okay, I hope you understand how do we simplify ratio. Okay, how do we simplify ratio? It is just listing down all the factors and then look for the GCF, and then when you have the GCF, use it as a divisor, and then when you after you divide, then you copy the answer in its simplest ratio form. All right, now I hope you understand the discussion that we have today, and I hope you're writing down notes on whatever we are discussing here today. And I hope you have, if you don't have any questions, and if you have any, feel free to send me a message and I'll be very much willing to answer, or give me a call, and or comment down on our discussion box for this topic so that I can answer it. And again, don't forget to write present, because that will serve as your attendance. And lastly, guys, and after this, after you watch this video, prepare for a practice worksheet. All right, I am going to attach it after this video, and make sure to answer it and turn it in after the class. All right, so I hope you're going to have a good day. See you all tomorrow. Thank you, guys.